you guys, this is GoodDeeds and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday. You know what we are. We're in the hot ATL. We're hanging out with the Atlanta Hawks. You know, guess what? I can become a cheerleader now, so I can get in the back door. And I'm just kidding. But we're hanging out with the Atlanta Hawks. We're having a good time. We actually have the wonderful cheerleaders here. We have Chica and Kayla J. They said they're going to learn me some moves. You think so? I still got it. Hey, look at that. Amen. You guys, we're going to actually bring you this awesome event. We have the agency shootout. You're going to find out what we actually really doing in regards to PR, marketing, and actually to let you shine your brand. We actually know that Atlanta Hawks has an awesome brand. We know if we see, look at the emblems, we know what that means. So we actually going to get some information. We're going to actually learn some things that we can actually expand the brand. That's most important, okay? But just sit back and relax, and we'll be right back. This is GoodDeeds, and I'm Dr. Renee Sunday.
And we're honored to have some of Atlanta's most highly accomplished business minds as our judges for tonight's event. First is Andrea Freeman. Woohoo! Over 20 years of marketing experience, serves as the VP of Marketing and Brand Management at Newell Rubbermaid before being named Vice President of Marketing for Aaron's Inc. So congratulations and thank you for being here. This is a fellow woman in business. Next, we have someone, you may have heard of him, Grant Hill, maybe? Yeah. 7-time NBA All-Star, the 94-95 NBA Co-Rookie of the Year, and currently serves as Vice Chair of the Atlanta Hawks Basketball Club. Grant can also be seen on NBA TV, CBS, and TNT, analyzing professional and collegiate basketball. So welcome. We have a Renaissance man here, and also a member of the Hawks ownership team, Jesse Itzler. He stays busy. He co-founded Marquis Jet. He's an Emmy-winning producer, helped pioneer the coconut water craze with Zyko Coconut Water, and is the author of Living with a Seal, 31 Days Training with the Toughest Man on the Planet. So, very excited to have you here. And then another name you might know, Steve Koonin, anyone?
Oh, yeah!
He's only the CEO of the Atlanta Hawks and Phillips Arena. During his career, he has successfully helmed the Turner Networks and Coca-Cola's sports and entertainment division. So no big deal, just kind of a big deal. A few other notes to add. Since joining the Hawks in April 2014, he has been named one of the 100 most influential Atlantans of 2015 by the Atlanta Business Chronicle, so not too shabby, as well as one of Atlanta's magazine's most powerful people shaping Atlanta. So let's give our judges a round of applause. This season, the Hawks are taking 6 Saturday night home games and making them the destination for next-generation Atlantans. The fan experience at these games will be enhanced to become the ultimate party atmosphere. What would you call this special Saturday night game experience? You have 5 minutes. Ready, go. All right, judges, what do you think? All right, there we go. Everybody's having a pretty strong showing so far. Okay, so now that each agency has presented, go to the Hawks app and vote for the agency that you think won this round.
Neighborhood. So what we thought we'd do is find a way to celebrate each neighborhood by throwing the quintessential neighborhood party every Saturday night. The Atlanta Hawks Saturday Night Hawk Party Block Party. We'd set up all around the arena. You can have food from different parts of town. We can assign different neighborhoods to different weeks. It'd be great to be able to showcase some in-town neighborhoods and some that are outside of the perimeter. You have food, you have music, you have games, and then when it's time to come into the game, you bring that party right on in with food specials. You can have ambassadors for each section, so we can name each different section after a different part of town. Bringing that entire city, all those different neighborhoods together with one unique Atlanta flavor. The Saturday Night Hawk Party Block Party.
All right, now it's time for the judge feedback. You can raise your panels and... All right, it's pretty good standing. Yeah, good job. All right, you're up next.
Coonan's like Simon Cowell.
Okay, do I have a minute?
Everybody needs.
Okay. So our idea, since it is all about the fans' experience and creating a party atmosphere, is Rage in the Cage. And it is all about creating an ultimate intensive experience. There's a lot you could do around that. You can create a destination around Cage. You can bring Hawks into that. You can have a lot of energy around Rage. You can bring music in around that. So that's our idea, Rage in the Cage.
All right, can we get the judge's opinion of Rage in the Cage? Sounds like something I'd want to attend as well. All right. The judges have spoken. Good job. All right, let's hear what you cooked up.
All right, so as I mentioned, talking about film, art, music, sports being our inspiration, certainly that was one of the inputs here. But we'll start with some of the other ones that were a little more entertaining. So we had the opportunity to hawk your A star off every weekend, or every Saturday, hawk your ass off. The other version was hawking awesome Saturday nights. But I think we're going to stick with the music version, which was hawk this way, talk this way, so that you could get poses out of everybody and what they're doing at the party.
I love it. Thank you. All right, judges, when you're ready, show us the cards.
This is like so fast.
Wow. Are we going to have like an American Idol moment here where the judges kind of... I don't know if we're going to do that. All right. Last but not least, I love the touch of the hat, too.
All right, so if we're talking about a night of entertainment, a lot of lights, a lot of show, we want people coming in ready to get involved. We wanted to make sure that the engagement was there, so our team went with Saturday Hawk Fever.
All right, cool. Wonderful. Now we're waiting for our judges to score. Put your phones in the air if you already have the Hawks app downloaded. Awesome. Anybody that doesn't, go ahead and download it now because you're about to vote. All right, judges, what do you think? All right, there we go. Everybody's having a pretty strong showing so far. Okay, so now that each agency has presented, go to the Hawks app and vote for the agency that you think won this round. You're up first.
Reveal that sucker. Okay, so our program is 25 for 25. So we have 25 courts, we have 25 players, and we have 1 year. And over the course of the year, our goal is to make as much engagement as possible and to bring those communities into those courts and to connect them to the players and back to the Hawks. So we have different activities for different times in the year. Preseason, 25 for 25, would focus on conditioning, fundamentals, workouts with the players, with each court being sponsored or affiliated with a particular player. That player would perhaps make a showing to do activities with children at that particular court. And then customized preseason personal workouts. In the regular season, you're trying to get them more engaged with the actual game play and the activities of the Hawk. We've got things like screening of away games on the courts, perhaps because these are communities, they may not have access to cable or to really immersive experiences, so you can bring the experience of the Hawks into that actual court. Home games, you could have ticket arrangements, you could have those sponsored, and then monthly tournaments court to court, so you could create a feeling of both camaraderie and competition between the courts. Postseason, You could determine the MVP from each of the courts. You could offer a scholarship for those individuals to help bring those individuals up, and then to give them the spotlight, you could have a player visit the school of the MVP player from a select court or all of them.
Wonderful.
25 for 25.
Thank you.
Hashtag 25 for 25.
And don't forget, audience, you can vote on your phone. Judges, show us your cards, and we can comment after everyone has gone. All right, pretty strong. Good job. Congratulations. All right, next up.
All right. So excuse the art. It might make it into Moda someday, but not anytime soon. So our thought here was obviously get folks out to the courts, make great use of them. So how do you connect the community, the players, and the influencers around town to all make that happen? So starting with the app, that's our little iPhone in the upper right corner there. Your left, yeah. On the app, within the Hawks app, we'd have a map basically showing where the 25 courts are. Any given weekend, you would have a player and a representative from the city of Atlanta that's an influencer, whether it's an artist, a musician, a member from the city, and the goal would be player, I wrote DS, being Dennis, there at the court as a mentor to draw the folks, but then also on the education side when you're not playing, because only 10 of you can play at a time, the rest of you are getting a conversation with somebody that's influential from the community. So you're getting sharing and playing at the same time. The way we get the kids there is basically a partnership with MARTA, that's a hawk, that's the Pac-Man, terribly drawn, but a Hawks wrapped bus that basically through the app the kids can find one of the 3 locations that are X number of locations being picked up by the Hawks bus, get them to the court. And then that's how we get the engagement between the city, the influencers, and the team.
Thank you very much. Judges, show your cards. All right, strong showing. Before we get to the next agency, in case you're having trouble downloading the app, you want to hop on the Wi-Fi. The network is T as in Tom, G as in girl, S as in Sam, guest. And then password is TGS Visitor 384. So again, that password is TGS, like the gathering spot, Visitor 384. All right, so make sure you download the app and vote. Next up.
Thank you. Okay, so when putting this together, we really tried to take a spirit of the game. And again, our agency is multicultural at heart. So we know what it is like growing up in a lot of these communities that are economically disadvantaged. The key to a really strong program is to, number one, empower the people there, unite them into one area. So we of course want to begin with bringing it back to the game, getting kids out there, out of trouble in the afternoons, playing together. The second piece is education. The theme to all of this is empowerment. We want them to play together, but we also want to encourage studying together. Often in a lot of these areas, these guys are discouraged about studying isn't cool, your education isn't cool. We want to make that part of the team spirit. The third portion is about volunteering and fundraising, and this is where we take the 25 courts that we're investing in and make them truly local, bringing 25 unique Atlanta artists to come in and design these courts to have a look of empowerment and make it fun for the kids playing, and have corporate sponsors jump in and help to sponsor these local designers. And then the last piece is really mentorship. We want that one-on-one interaction. We want people to really take a charge of and be responsible for a person in that community. So whether that's players, whether that's local leaders, people within the community, making sure that they take a role in the education and betterment for these folks.
Great job. Judges, your cards when you're ready. All right. Competition is fierce, but that makes it fun. Last but not least.
All right, let's hope not. We're calling this one home court advantage. You can let that get down. Thank you, Vanna. Basically, the idea here is that we're able to bring this idea of you guys putting 25 physical spaces, sort of a home and home, so people can have their own home court where they can feel a real sense of community and a sense of belonging, but then we're finding a way to bring that out into our home court at Phillips Arena. The whole idea is to create that advantage everywhere, both on the ground and when we bring it home. So if we think about that, we take it sort of this solar system. We begin with the obvious, right? Let's do basketball programs with real trainers, with real coaches, real uniforms at every single one of those spots. Let those guys play the game that is super important, close to their heart. Create a tournament, have that tournament end at a halftime at Phillips Arena. But then go one circle out. How can we engage families and let fathers and daughters play, or mothers and sons play? Do different sports, do different fitness activities, find ways to teach people how to live healthier. Work with some of our partners to teach them how to eat healthier, how to be healthier. Again, what step beyond that? How can we teach things like leadership, teach them about technology? Partner with Georgia Tech and have BattleBots competitions in the off season at these courts. You've got a physical space that can be a cornerstone of what we're talking about. One step beyond that, though, is how do we get out of our physical space? Think about doing virtual mentorships, being able to do things like MOOCs, massively open online courses, things that can teach job skills, can teach interview skills, that can give people a leg up and a way to get ahead beyond what they know locally. So that's home court advantage, from our home to your home.
All right, judges, when you're ready, show your cards. Awesome. How would you attract more small to medium-sized businesses and young professionals to Hawks games as a means to capitalize on these opportunities? And go.
For this one, we had a three-part component to it, or three components to it. So one of the things when we were talking to folks about what would make them interested, business-oriented or not, in getting to the game, food and entertainment was right near the top, obviously up with the game as well, but food and entertainment elements being an important thing. So we felt that with all the great chefs in town, getting folks like Kevin Rathbun, Richard Blaze, having a place inside the arena that becomes a destination to go to. We have the networking part happening at the food location, and by signing up and being at the game, you'd have in-game promotions happening in the app. And the promotions would be more, did you know this company does this in Atlanta, right? They're smaller, they don't have the visibility, but through the app they could get that visibility during the game. And potentially even showing up on the Jumbotron, maybe after the Kiss Cam or something like that.
All right, thank you. All right, judges, we'll see your cards, and then once everybody has presented, we'll get some individual feedback. So, what do you think? All right, good job. All right, let's hear what you got.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. So when we were looking at this challenge, we really thought about 3 ways in. We wanted the spirit of closure and accomplishment in business to really come through. So we're going to call these nothing but net nights. They're going to be regular evenings once a month with the Hawks, where we drive participation through the day of. We can have a seminar and networking events at the Phillips Arena that turn over into attendance to the game for the night. Looking at partnering with a lot of true to Atlanta businesses like the Delta Airlines and hotels. IHG is based in Atlanta, to have their regular business travelers really understand the value of coming to a Hawks game, offer them premium packages and discounted prices to come to the games, market through them. And then the third piece is over 200% of growth in small and medium-sized businesses has come from multicultural business owners in the last 3 years. So working through local chambers of commerce, really stretching out throughout the state and surrounding areas to drive business would be a great partnership.
Thank you. All right, while the judges are calculating their scores, just a gentle reminder that if we can keep the buzz down while these people are presenting, that would be super fabulously awesome. All right, let's see your cards. All right. Great job. Okay.
All right, we kind of split this into two different ones. Young professionals on one side and small, medium business the other. The truth is they all come to Atlanta for one reason. That's they have aspirations. They want to feel like they have impact and they want to see their name, their company, their dream in lights. So we said, for young professionals, let's do some things. Maybe we do a 30 under 30, so we have a special deal so that you can kind of be #adulting even if you can't normally afford it. Lower level seats and a ticket package to go with it. Nighthawks, talking about these people that are always working, that have a weekend packed. What if we did special things that were just focused on those weekday workers to be able to say, this is a businessman special that happens after hours. And then last but not least, create some nesting Atlanta kits, sort of a welcome. You're allowed to adopt this team as your team kits. It could include jerseys, swag, whatever it might be. On the small to medium business side, we came up with the idea that smaller is baller, that being a part of a small business is actually really, really cool, and people love to be a part of that. We said that we could create a section A, so it'd be more like, instead of trying to get a big corporate suite, which you cannot afford as a small business person I know, we could create some special sections that really made it feel like you had a different degree of access. When you're in a small business, you rarely have an ID badge. We can create our own Hawk small business ID badges that would grant you access and discounts to wherever you need to go. And then create some industry nights. So we could have layups and lawyers. We could have technical Tuesdays, things like that, where you get like-minded people in the building. Some of those industries that are really driving the growth in this town. Last but not least, you might not be able to see your name on the Jumbotron like some of our corporate sponsors, but maybe you could see it for a flicker on the little ribbon as it goes around. So you can see Tailfin for those 3 seconds of fame as it goes around, and alert your friends that that's happening. So, there you go.
All right, so we'll check out these scores in a second. Oh, I see a 5. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Our first simultaneous 5. Great job. All right.
All right. And here we are. So our idea is Atlanta is a team sport. And so this is not about creating a night or an event. It's about creating a commitment and a connection to each of these communities. So we have Team SMB, we have Team Young Professional. And the way that you are going to attract each of these audiences is by understanding what they are seeking. Small business people don't feel that they can afford large sponsorships, but they still want exclusivity and exposure. So you have to find a way to do that. You could have industry-focused nights to highlight particular businesses that participate in your small business group. You could have employee and family discounts because small business people often rely on their business involvement to bring their family along and involve them. Alumni and authority, you talked about wanting to be seen as a thought leader, and if for the small business owners that are looking for some exposure and exclusivity, you could have some custom events with guest speakers solely for those individuals or for their high-profile clients for private meetings, and then courtside seats for those sponsors. You know, some way to make them feel really integral to the community and perhaps bigger fish, the fish they're aspiring to be. You've got network to get work, which could be getting a job or getting new clients. Speed networking events before the game, so ways to engage them in professional activity, much like tonight before a game. So it's a win-win. You're creating an environment for them. And then blind date nights. Okay, so there's a lot of activity in the younger crowd to socialize. So create events where people that are seeking to meet other people, perhaps they're for friends, but a particular evening for those kinds of social activities. Atlanta is a team sport.
Thank you. All right, so let's see what the judges think and get the feedback. All right, great job. A round of applause for all the agencies. And let's hear why the simultaneous 5s garnered that score. A round of applause for all the agencies. And let's hear why the simultaneous 5s garnered that score.
Well, I just think, again, you learn a lot sitting in this chair. We're all very close to it. Just from listening to all the agencies, it's apparent that there's so much more that we can do pregame and postgame. I love the idea of seminars. I love the idea of a Nighthawk after-hour party. All these different ways that I think that, look, when people come into the arena, they come in as a fan, but as soon as they sit down, they're an audience. And a lot of these ideas address not just fan, but audience and participation. So I just learned a lot, and I think this is fascinating to get all these different opinions. But there's a theme there, pregame and postgame, that I really liked.
Awesome.
Anybody who uses the word baller deserves a 5. But we're here tonight for creativity, and I really thought you guys had a really strong creative thrust to the ideas. So very much appreciated. Great job to everybody, but very good.
Well, I just want to say I'm so impressed, and I wanted to say this last time. In 10 minutes, what you guys have come up with, they're all just so many great ideas. I loved, of course, that idea, and I love, the copywriting behind what you guys are doing. Very creative. I definitely agree from a food destination standpoint that the Hawks and Phillips needs to create a lot more of it from a destination standpoint. So I really like the creativity there as well.
And lastly, I'm really overwhelmed with all these ideas, and ideas that can be hugely beneficial to our business. The use of technology and incorporating the app. You guys attacking the business travelers and connecting with the hotels and Delta Airlines and the airport. Of course, the alumni. We have a lot of former players here that are in town, that are a part of our organization, and using them as a part of our business and engaging with our fans can be very powerful. And really everything that you guys mentioned. So I just tip my hat. It's oozing with creativity here. Let's keep the party going.
Hi, you guys. This is GoodDeeds. I know you've had an awesome time. I know this experience has been what? Fantastic, amazing. Now, you know what you need to do. You need to actually make sure you go on all the social media networks, and guess what? Atlanta Hawks. You need to actually buy some tickets too, right? Okay, we actually need to support our team. One thing we have to do here in Atlanta is support each other. Right? We need to make sure we do that. I'm right between the awesome Atlanta cheerleaders, and the Atlanta Hawks, we do it, right? But I want you to share all of this information, this awesome content with all your friends and family. You know how to contact us, www.reneesunday.com. See you next time. Bye-bye.